I welcome you to Kenya News Alert TV, whereby we wanna maybe talk about a little bit of politics, and I welcome you here with me. I am with my guest today. I would like him to introduce himself as we progress. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah. Unaitwa nani, unatokea sehemu gani?
My name is Joseph Gitonga. I am a political activist and the coordinator of Bunge la Mwananchi in the Republic of Kenya. So I'm also a political analyst. I've written some books and some articles for the newspapers. I write sometimes for the Daily Nation and the Standard, but those are they publish according to their. I'm not employed there. Yes. So today I want to cover the topic of the dilemma of Rigathi Gachagua. You see, at this time in the Republic, in as much as people are preoccupied with the subtopics and the side shows of Rigathi's purportedly hate speech remarks, those will not be the determinants of the big picture. The big picture is the elections of 2027, and the elections of 27 hinge upon Rigathi's decision. Hello, what will Rigathi, whom will Rigathi support? The dilemma is brought by the fact that Rigathi Gachagua is not constitutionally allowed to be in the ballot. Yet he has the support of nearly a quarter of the country's population, and not just support, but a fanatical support. Okay? So here is a man with $1 billion shillings in his pocket, but he's told that you can't spend it yourself. You must give it to somebody. So it is a very interesting dilemma. Even historically, this will be one of those issues that will be analyzed and reanalyzed by historians. A man who had the majority of votes as per one block, because the Kikuyus are the biggest population of Kenya. They are a quarter, and all of them have decided that they are going to give their votes to Rigathi. Let nobody cheat you. But Rigathi has been bad. Sasa hawezi kusimama. He has only one option: to give them to somebody and try to maximize his benefits. So in the field sahi kuna watu wawili. There are two people. Out of all the
you know, when you say that in the field there are only
two people.
When you are saying that in the field we have got only two people, of the two people we don't know how many people are in the field.
There are only two. Okay, we exclude the jokers because of course there are many jokers. There are people like Okia Omtata, who is a joker.
Wait. What makes Okia Omtata be a joker when it comes to presidential elections? But I'm very sure that he's qualified to vie for presidency.
Qualifications. It's not about qualification. Qualification, there are many people who are very qualified, much better than us politicians and activists. But who has the numbers? Okiya Omtatah does not have a voting bloc. Right now, this is a serious phase of the election. Hapa si ujinga na mchezo. Hapa si mambo ya maandamano, si mambo ya Boniface Mwangi na Okiya Omtatah na kina Gitonga. Here, you have to have a voting bloc, a reliable voting bloc. I talked about a vanguard. Now there are like 5 men or 6 men. Let me say 7 men I can mention who are voting blocks. Starting from the last, there are people like that guy who is Natembeya. Natembeya has the Bukusu voting bloc. He is a governor. He has captured the emotions of people. He can fill a stadium or sub-tribes. But the biggest sub-tribe is the Bukusu. The Bukusu occupy Bungoma and Kitale. And Natembeya is their leader. So he has a voting bloc. That's number 1. Number 2, there is Matiang'I. Matiang'I has the Kisii bloc, the Kisii vote. Kisiis are very excited with the Matiang'I. He has captured their imagination. He has proved himself. He's going to be there. So he's reliable. He has numbers. Naona. Number 3, we have Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka has the Kamba vote. And the 5th largest community in Kenya. So he's a serious guy who can give you serious numbers. From there we have of course now the big two, the people we call the big two. Raila Amolo Odinga, that's a person with a political party that is spread all over the country. The Luo vanguard, the Luyas of Busia, and 3/4 of the Luyas of Kakamega, the coastal people, the Maasai, some of the 3/4 of the Maasai. Then he has a serious numbers, political mover and shaker. That's the part of the big two. Those are the people, the real horses. And then you have, of course, with his Kalenjin backing and his power as the president, it's a mover and shaker. Undoubtedly one of the big horses. So now among these, Rigath's opponent is Ruto. Yani the person he cannot ally with except through a handshake is Ruto. Okay? But now apart from Ruto, which alliance will Rigathi must give these votes, the Kikuyu votes, to somebody, kwa sababu hawezi simama yeye mwenyewe. Sasa now there are, apart from the president, there remain 4 contenders. I had said 3, but there are 4. I had said today we are going to discuss Kalonzo and Matiang'I. But before we come to that, let us first of all visit the other options. I said once that the best option for Rigathi Gachagua is actually Raila Odinga. That will be the winning formula. Hizo zingine ni kujaribu. The other ones, they are a contest. But if he was to ally with Raila Odinga, there will be no contest. It will be a go-go. Okay? But the paradox is this. The Kikuyus do not vote. They don't go to the ballot to vote for anybody or for development. The Kikuyus go to vote against Raila Odinga. Ile kitu inaamshaga Mkikuyu.
Kuna kitu yenye ulikaribia kumention hapa, and it was a little bit sensitive, whereby you could mention kingpins. Can we say that?
Yes.
From some of the communities. mbona hukusema Mudavadi ama Wetangula?
Okay, that's a very good question. Wetangula and Mudavadi, let us now mention their, first of all, their background. Wetangula is supposed to represent the Luyas of Bungoma and Kitale. But now Natembeya has eaten all the food from the plate of Wetangula. Wetangula is no longer a relevant person in the politics of Kenya. He has been whitewashed. His decision to back Ruto and the emergence of Natembeya has rendered Wetangula completely irrelevant. He is going to disappear from the annals of history. You will never see Wetangula again on your television screen.
Yes.
He will be requesting you for an interview, and you will be running away very fast.
But
that is Wetangula.
Yes, but you see, Luya is the entire Luya nation.
Yes. I'm telling you, Wetangula, I'm not Mudavadi. Wetangula and Natembeya, they eat from the same plate. They are bukusus. Wetangula's strength has always been that he can control the bukusu vote. And Wetangula is the one who actually made Kibaki to get votes, apart from the Kikuyu, in 2007, by leading the bukusu to rebel against the ODM wave. So that's where Wetangula came into prominence. But now the bukusu vote has shifted to Natembeya. That's a very serious subtopic that people are not discussing, but it is a very serious.
Does it mean the Natembeya has affected the Luya nation yet?
No, the like Busia, you cannot affect Busia. The support of Busia, the Raila Odinga in Busia, is more than even in Nyanza. There are 3 counties in Western Province. There is Busia, Kitale, Busia, Kakamega, wachana na Vihiga. Busia, Kakamega and Bungoma. Bungoma is bigger. It's the biggest. Busia, they are fanatical Raila supporters. Kakamega, half of them go for Raila. So Natembeya has not affected Kakamega and Busia. He has affected Bungoma. It is very important to understand that. And Bungoma used to belong to Wetangula. Now it has shifted. The people that are called the Bukusu. Unaelewa hiyo maneno? Sasa we come to Mudavadi. Mudavadi has always lost the support anyway of Kakamega people. They prefer Raila to Mudavadi. So Mudavadi must be held by Raila for the Luyas to vote for him. Okay? The Luyas always want to see their man in the podium. And the easiest person to put on that podium has always been Mudavadi. But he doesn't have the charisma to move people, to call even a meeting. He must be called by somebody. If it is not Raila, it is Ruto who is holding him. He is a puppet. And there must be a hand that is holding the puppet. So I think we have dealt with your question.
Yes. Thank you for that. And this is what I'm also in need of knowing. Thank you so much. We have got these 3 prominent people, Matiang'I, Kalonzo, and Rigathi Gachagua. Of the 3 Luya kingpins we have by now, who is powerful between the 3 Luya kingpins? Who is powerful to control Luya nation and direct them to a certain direction? Maybe when they could support one of the prominent people we are talking about.
First of all, we don't have anything called the Luya nation. To say the Luya, yes, Luya community or Luya anything, to say that the Luya unity has always been a very elusive topic, and there is no answer. Nobody can unify the Luya, because some Luya groups are more close to the Luo than they are even to their fellow Luyas. So the Luyas will always remain divided, not because they don't want unity, but because in the very first place hakuna kitu inaitwa Waluya. Ni kama kusema Nilots. Kuna kitu inaitwa Nilot? Hakuna. You cannot say that I'm calling a meeting of Nilots or I'm calling a meeting of Bantus. They are Kikuyus wako, kuna Wakamba, lakini hakuna Nilots. Hivyo hakuna kitu inaitwa Waluya. They are only Bukusus. Hivyo lazima wataje sasa Tiriki, nani, hivyo. Kwa hivyo there is nothing like the Luya nation. Kusema Luya nation kama kusema the unity of Africa.
But sir, thank you so much. But sir, you see, in Kenya, everything is affected by political, yes. Even the economy, in fact, everything is under political moves. I believe that for somebody like Kalonzo, stepping backward, maybe stepping back to give someone else a chance to vie, it can happen, yes, but it is a little bit, yes, not convincing. Do you really think he is such, maybe he is in the position of maybe giving out this chance to someone else?
That's where we come now to where I was moving. Kalonzo cannot by himself win the election, but Kalonzo is a very serious contender and might actually become the president of the republic if he is serious. And actually he's in a very well placed position, because Rigathi will have to give the Kikuyu support.
Yes.
He will have to give it to somebody, and he might give it to Kalonzo, because Kalonzo has very many qualities that would make somebody trust him. For one, the Kikuyu nation can vote for Kalonzo comfortably. He has worked with them. Nani confessed, Ruto confessed that he tried to woo Kalonzo before wooing Raila, and Kalonzo refused. So he has qualities he showed, number one, he hates Ruto, and that is a quality that the Kikuyus will buy. Number two, he's not Raila. Number three, he's a churchman. Number four, he's with them. He's already with the Wamunyoro. He's already with the Kikuyus. He's already working with them. And he's believable. He's senior. He's a dove. He's not a hawk. He's lovable. He knows negotiations. He's experienced. He has money. All these are very important qualities. He has the whole Kamba community, and he has led them for a very long time. He controls a very big by area. Kalonzo is the one who controls the biggest area in the republic, from pipeline mpaka Mombasa. Hiyo yote ni ya Kalonzo. So he's a very serious contender, number one. Number two, the Kikuyus will back him. That's the most important thing. Without the Kikuyu vote, he will not be a serious contender. But with the Kikuyu vote, he might even become the president very easily. Very easily.
At some point, inanikalia a little bit confusing between these individuals, because when I see all of them have got the potential, but why do you think people do believe that Rigathi Gachagua anaweza, okay, in case ya kiingia kwa hii kiti anaweza fail ku deliver vizuri kwa sababu maybe anaweza taka ku revenge? There is some of the individuals do believe that nani ako bitter, Rigathi Gachagua ako bitter. Do you really think Rigathi Gachagua ako bitter?
Very much. In fact, not only do I believe that he is bitter, but I do believe, and I'm very convinced, that Rigathi wants this nation to go to a civil war. Rigathi wants this nation to burn. The only route that Rigathi actually believes in is not even ati kupea mtu mwingine hizi kura. These are our hypotheses. Plani yake sio hizo. plan yake ni ku make the country burn. Rigathi would only rejoice when he sees a house in Rift Valley when it is in flames. That's the only time Rigathi will be happy. And I will give you the reason why he will be happy. It's not just a kihasira kia ujinga. That's a well calculated political move, and some Machiavellians might have actually advised that. It will work for him very well, because I'll give you the reasons. Ask your question first. I'm going to tell you why Kenya has to ban for Rigathi to rejoice, and it is not empty. He might even be a good person, but his only route.
Sir, you know Kenya is not such small. Kenya is very big, and it really depends on these people either to shape up, to make a step, ama kuanguka kabisa. Do you know that Kenya is now, as I see Kenya inaka at a risky stage, whereby maybe it really depends on our decision, and also depends on the ability of those leaders to deliver, unaona, good services and a political aspects zenye zinaweza fanya Kenya iende a step forward. Remember, we are a third world country. Any choice yenye these people wanaweza fanya, na sisi wenyewe kama wananchi inaweza changia vizuri sana to make a move or not. But you see, Rigathi Gachagua amekuwa akililia sana nchi, na amekuwa at some point akijaribu ku-enlighten watu. He has been enlightening people over these issues, na vile government ina run services, na vile government ina mess, na vile government imekuwa ikifeli na vitu zingine. Some of the individuals now wako informed kuhusiana na the way government inafanya mambo, unaona. Na at some point kuna vitu mingi ambavyo Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa anaelewa kwa serikali, ambavyo at some point asha disclose to people, na the government right now tunaweza at some point watu wengi wanaweza believe kwamba haina usiri anymore. Because remember, even in your family, when one of your family members decides to leak information concerning the family, then that will be the moment even the privacy of the family haiko strong. Right now imekuwa like ni kama bado viongozi wako kwa campaign. Rais mwenyewe at some point anaanza kuambiwa ni kama kwa campaign, unaona. How will this problem come to an end? Another thing, hakuna mtu mwenye anatamani if possible Kenya iende kwa vita, unanielewa. Na hiyo story yenye maybe Gachagua aliwahi sema kwamba ati 27 ilikuwa kama Christmas party, hakuna mtu mwenye hiyo kitu. I believe watu walimuinterpret vibaya, unaona. Kwa saa hii chenye maybe most of the individuals want to see ni zile promises zenye kwa mfano rais alipeana watu, na watu walikuwa so eager kuzifanya nini, kuziona zikikuwa delivered, unanielewa. Hazijakuwa delivered hadi saa hii, some of them. But at the same time government imefanya kazi, lakini ni kama haionekani kwa watu, unanielewa. How do you really think these people wanaenda ku come up with a strategy ya the three people, Matiang'I, Kalonzo na Gachagua, wanaenda ku come up na strategy so inaweza convince even the public kwamba the way these people wamefanya nini, wame make a strategy inaweza piga nje ya president Ruto, kwa sababu unajua kwa saa hii people don't want any promises anymore. Watu wamechoka na mapromise. Let me tell you the truth. Saa hii hata ukikuja hapo niambie Felix, this is what I want maybe to give you, ni vigumu mimi kukuamini kama sioni ukinipea. Sawa. Unanielewa? Ni which strategy do you really think these people wanaweza come nayo yenye inaweza osha President William Ruto? Yani kumwosha, yani kumovertake. Kwa sababu President William Ruto was not born yesterday. He is very smart when it comes to politics.
Number one, there's one thing that you are ignoring, and I'm keeping on telling you, but you seem to be in a utopia whereby you think that these secondary things matter. It doesn't matter. the economy doesn't matter at this stage. And I'm sorry to tell you that. What matters is your security.
What do you mean that the economy doesn't matter at this stage?
Kenya is on its route to ban.
But remember, the economy is
I'm supporting Rigathi in one aspect. Okay? That Kenya must ban for Rigathi to be relevant. And Rigathi will not remain irrelevant. Hizi mabiashara zenye mnafanya hapa,
kwani
hizi mabiashara ni za bure. I'm telling you. Already Kenyans think that it is business as usual. It's not business as usual. Hiyo ni kuambie tu mapema. What these people cannot see, it is like an asteroid coming to hit the earth. Na wewe unaendelea ku project your business models for 10 years. Okay. And the asteroid will hit us next month.
Right now, what people want to hear is that who will really help this nation? Who will fix this nation? Tafadhali, address your issue.
Okay, you are telling me who will fix the nation. Sawa. I can address that issue very comfortably. But sasa itasaidia na nini, and we won't be there?
We shall be there.
Rigathi is inciting the Kikuyus so much so that if you go to Central Province today wamengojea tu kuambiwa chukueni mapanga. Hiyo tu ndio wamengojea kuambiwa. Wamengojea tu kuambiwa sasa chukua panga. Na if Rigathi says chukueni mapanga, Wakikuyu watachukua. I will not tell you that atihana support. I will not put you in a false utopia. Nikwambia sijui Kindiki, sijui ati kuna wengine wanabakia wana support Ruto, hapana. Rigathi is radicalizing, weaponizing and preparing the Kikuyus for war.
Wait. Na vile mimi mwenyewe ninamwamini hivi because I have been also being one of his best followers, nikijaribu kumsikiza wakati anapeana some of the information concerning the way the government is running services. So you want to say that this guy ni mtu mwenye anaweza foster kumwaga damu Kenya?
You are saying that has he been constructive in his economic criticisms of the nation? You see, like if you call a certain doctor somebody, he'll tell you the GDP of Kenya is here. This is where we were. This is where we were going. Let us now go to the industry of farming, where we need to increase the production of such and such a commodity. Maybe tourism. Our income is this. Our expenditures are this. Maybe the government is spending too much in recurrent. Those are the talks of an economist. Wao umesikia Rigathi anatopea figures ama tu anasema it's just telling people the government has failed. The government has done very well, by the way. Number one, we as activists, I came to activism because I was supporting the Unga revolution. That's how I became an activist, to fight for the price of unga. Now, Ruto did the miracle ya kuteremsha bei ya unga from 200 shillings to 60. Kwa nini watu hawasemagi hiyo? Aliteremsha 200.
Ni duka gani hiyo? Ni duka gani inauza unga 60? Ni duka gani inauza unga 60?
Kwani unga kilo moja inatoka pesa ngapi? Inatoka 65.
Acha.
Ai, siwa.
Uko sure tukienda kwa duka sasa tunaweza pata unga na 60 bob?
Kwani unga wewe unakaa ukulaji ugali? Unga ni 65 kila mahali. Everywhere unga is 65. Na it used to be 200. I'm telling you. Na ni Ruto ndio alituma. Si hawa, wacha hata Kibaki. Ruto also amefanya another miracle. Easy affordable housing. Uhuru could not do it. Right now, affordable housing is an option for everybody. Watu walikuwa nasema zitaenda kwa wadosi. Si ni kweli? People used to say zinaenda kwa wadosi. But now, easy affordable housing, my friend, zimekuwa an option. Today it is Ruto who was talking, akasema they are cheaper than the other ones. Yani in your menu of the houses zenye unataka kwenda kukomboa saa hii, more and more as we continue, utakuwa unajiuliza ni komboa ya serikali ama ya mtu. Ruto has made that to be a reality. Why don't you talk about that? Okay? Ruto amefanya okay, Ruto aliachia economy. Do you know when Uhuru was going, Uhuru was an economic saboteur. Alijenga mabarabara nyingi sana na tukamshangilia na madeni, akijua mtu mwingine atakuja analipa. Yani ni kama hiyo hoteli, my friend. Sikia. Unaona hizi chakula zetu tunakula hapa? Nikuachie bill. Nikuachie.
Wacha kwanza. What do you mean by that? So do you really think that kati ya watu watatu wenye tunazungumzia saa hii hakuna mwenye anaweza kuja fix hii issue at once maybe?
Sina kwambia Ruto Uhuru aliachia Ruto bill. Unaona? Alafu sasa Ruto tukamshika mashati. Na bill mwenye sasa by the time Ruto ana explainia watu, hapana wait. Ilikuwa ya Ruto ya Uhuru ndio tulikula na yeye. Uhuru is not there, ameretire from politics. Sasa sisi tukaanza kukimbisha Ruto. Ruto amejaribu hiyo jamaa. Madeni akaanza kwa akaambia watu lazima nilipe hizi. Amelipa. Aya, ameteremsha bei ya unga, ametupatia affordable housing, ameendelea, he has kept the country together. He made an all-inclusive government. Bring stability to Kenya. Except Wamunyoro, every other Kenyan is stable. We are criticizing this government until the Tanzanians, they are preaching our democracy to their parliament. They are discussing every day how Kenya is democratic, is over-democratic. Mko mnasema human rights. Enda uliza wa Tanzania. They will tell you how good we are. Because that's what they discuss. Kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni. Na Ruto akawaambia, that's how we are. Si tuko namna hiyo. Hawa watu wanani-criticize, hiyo ni kawaida. Hata Wamunyoro, even if Rigathi akikli, that's okay. But Ruto, at the end of the day, has performed exceptionally. Corruption in Kenya, everybody comes promising kumaliza corruption. Okay? Hata Kibaki. Kwa hawa mapresident wengine, they had a major scandal. Kibaki alikuwa na Anglo leasing, Moi alikuwa na Golden Bag, nani alikuwa na gani? Ruto is the only president mwenye hana any major scandal. Yes, you say this and this, but nobody has said particularly.
Hiyo utatuprovia. I want you to ask a very simple question. Between Gachagua, Matiang'I and Kalonzo Musyoka, who do you really think anaweza maliza corruption in the country?
Gachagua, give me the options again.
Kalonzo and Matiang'I, who do you really think akikuwa president hivi kwanza hata some of the individuals wanaweza poteza mali yao kwenda kwa serikali?
That is a good question. Okay, Kalonzo, number one, has been in government for a long time. He was the vice president. He was in Moi's government. He was Raila's running mate. Now, of all those times, there was no time corruption went down. So Kalonzo is just an old guard. In the leadership of Kalonzo, expect things to remain the same. Expect the nation to remain stable. Expect a modicum of lip service to corruption. But Kalonzo is just part of the system. He will not change anything. Lakini hata haribu chochote. There will be peace. Amani itakuwa, stability itakuwa, and some people might like that because you will be able to predict where you will be tomorrow, because hata lete vita, kila mtu ampenda Kalonzo, hata Wajaluo hakuna mtu apendi Kalonzo, but kupendwa na kila mtu is a weakness, because hakuna mtu who is fanatically attached to you. Unaona kwa nini Wamunyoro wanafanya hizo mambo za ku-incite? It's not that ati anapenda vita. Hapana, it's just a political strategy, because in politics you need a solid following, a vanguard. To get this vanguard, ni lazima you fight people against people.
Hapo lazima at least ufanye hata viewers waelewe. Aje
to get a vanguard, for example, Raila, his vanguard anaiambiaga the Kikuyus are the problem. I will tell you that. I'm a Raila supporter, but I see that is the strategy. 41 against 1. Wakikuyu, they were favored. Wakikuyu, they have been in this economy. The Kikuyus are the problem. By doing that, he gets the rest of the country. Maybe Mkikuyu alinunua shamba yako, hata hako kunyang'anya. But sasa, because now your anger has been directed at something, people have a tendency of voting against, not for, against.
Wait. Hapo ndio nataka turudi. Nataka tuende pole.
Haiwezi pata a vanguard. You see, even in salesmanship, selling to everybody is selling to nobody. Kuuzia kila mtu ni kuuzia nobody. Unaona? Ninaweza kuwa, unaona kama watu wanapita hapa, kunaweza kuwa ya kwamba mtu anataka anatafuta labda soda. Okay? Lakini unasema niko na vitu zote. Huyo mtu mwenye anatafuta soda, he will go to somebody with a soda, mwenye amedisplay soda. Unaona? Like wao mwenye unauza vitu zote na aoni, hataona. Because anataka kusikia jina soda. Kwa hivyo kwa siasa, people vote mostly out of anger. Anger will move you more than more than the other happiness, okay? So if you show people whom they will hate, they will love you. Unaona Raila says Kikuyus. Na Rigathi na Wakikuyu, they say Jaluo.
Let me ask you. Mimi hapo nimekuelewa. But I really want you to umenipatia option ya kwanza Kalonzo na some of his aspects zenye zinaweza fanya okay those things zenye zinaweza fanyika akiwa kama president, lakini umesema corruption hawezi maliza. What about Matiang'I?
Okay, Matiang'I was part of the system ya Uhuru. He was the cabinet secretary for internal security, education. There was nobody who was so powerful like Matiang'I. And you are given 2 major ministries to run. He was the government. He was actually running the government.
It was not easy.
Na haikuwa Uhuru, it was Matiang'I. He had the brains. Before that he was in IT. Yani internal security. In Matiang'i's government, expect democratic space to shrink to zero. Expect democratic space to shrink to zero.
Wacha kwanza. Why did you just say that?
When Matiang'I was internal security, tulikuwa tunafanya hapa press conference hapa 680, tulikuwa tunatolewa. Unaona vile tunafanya sasa hivi. In Matiang'I sasa hizi polisi wangekuwa wamekuja na wanatushika. Sasa hivi the way we are sitting together here drinking sodas, hivyo angekuja na watushike hapa. That is Matiang'I for you. That is hiyo. Lakini economy, mambo ya economy.
Yani acha kwanza tu usiende before economy. Why do you really think what is this convincing you that Matiang'I akiingia kwa hii kitu hivi democracy tashrink?
You see the others we are gazing. Unaona Rigathi we are gazing what he might do or might. He was just the vice president, but the most powerful person was Matiang'I. Rigathi alikuwa vice president wa Ruto na Ruto hakuwa anampea space. But Matiang'I, Uhuru folded his hand. Matiang'I ran the government. Matiang'I shrank the economic space. Matiang'I ndio alileta hizi problems zote zenye unaona, bei ya unga kupanda, bei ya commodities kupanda.
Wacha kwanza wacha kwanza wait. Matiang'I angeharibuaje economy na alikuwa minister of education, akakuwa minister of security. Sasa economy inaingililia aje hapo?
Let me tell you, hizi ma ministry unaonaga sijui nani, arid and semi-arid, sijui health, hakuna ministry ya maana hapo. The only ministry that there is in Kenya is the Ministry of Internal Security. You'd rather be made Minister for Internal Security than the Vice President. The Internal Security is the one that controls the my PC, my DC, police, anybody who carries anything, Makajo, and he was also in education, and he was Uhuru's chief advisor. Kwa hivyo Matiang'I is not bringing anything new. Tuongee kitu kuhusu kitu kingine, mtu mwingine. But now
acha kwanza, sijui mbona acha kwanza. Unajua sisi kitu yenye inaumiza nchi saa hii ni vile hata chenye kinaumiza rais wetu saa hii, I'm telling you the truth, ni economy na corruption. Truly hata akui mzuri aje haezi manage. But now this is the question. Bado ni kama mimi sija feel convinced. Hata mwenye ako hapa, mwenye anakutazama, you can also comment there giving out your okay. Sasa kama saa hii hapa I can see some of the comments. Ruben Manyange anasema Matiang'I. Samuel Wambua anasema my vote is Kalonzo Musyoka for president, Matiang'I for deputy president. Hapa kuna mwenye anaitwa Alphonse. Samuel Wambua anasema my vote is Kalonzo Musyoka for president, Matiang'I for deputy president. Hapa Alphonse Mwenda anasema ukweli Kalonzo anatosha kuwa kuongoza Kenya, akiwa na Kibaki walisimamisha Kenya wakiwa ikiwa imeharibika 2007 na economy kasimama. It's time hakukuwa na abduction ni wakati wa Kenya ni wakati wa Kenya tumtazame Kalonzo zaidi saa hii sasa if possible. Alafu hapa kuna mwenye anaitwa Moses Mwaura, that man is not sincere, it is neat with listening to it's okay. Amesema huko sincere, mimi kuna vile hujamconvince story ya Matiang'I. Haya, Moses Mwaura anasema okay, ndio amesema you are not sincere. Pastor Francis Mutiani amesema Kalonzo anatosha. Moses Mwaura anasema that man is machinery. You are machinery. You are machinery. Please, siko baya. Unajua
to do vizuri. It is good that not in agreement.
Yeah, at some point.
I like that.
Sasa I want you to
people in this podcast, they are very decent.
They are very friendly though.
I've enjoyed that, the fact that they are not going for maybe body shaming. Unajua kuna watu wengine they body shame, wanaongea matusi,
and that is part of some of the individuals is habits, but that is not our point. This is what I want you to this is wait this is tell these people wenye wanakutazama saa hii. Matiang'I vile alichangia kuharibu economy ya Kenya, hiyo sasa ndio kitu hata mimi ninataka if possible hao wenye wako hapa wachangie. Unaona, tuweke vizuri kulingana na according to your understanding. Yes, he was just an interior wa police, civil security. Alikuwa in education. Unaona, na alichangiaje sasa na mambo na economy, na ilifikaje hadi aka contribute ku control government ya President Ruto, na baadaye utuambie mbona unaona hawezi kuwa the best option for presidency in the country right now.
First of all, Matiang'I is Uhuru, because before you knew Matiang'I, before you knew Uhuru, hauko unajua Matiang'I. It is only when Uhuru came to presidency that he appointed Matiang'I na akamfanya na akaanza kwanza akampea IT. Aya, IT akafanya vizuri. And then he was given education. Education akafanya vizuri, ndio akapewa internal security. So Matiang'I ni mtoto wa Uhuru. Na then he became a close advisor of Uhuru. Kwa hivyo makosa yote yenye Uhuru alifanya ililetwa na Matiang'I. He was the most trusted advisor. At one point, Uhuru folded his hands and Matiang'I ran the government. If you remember very well, Matiang'I was the greatest enemy of Ruto and Rigathi, yeye ndio alikuwa anawashika. At one point, aliambia Rigathi atoe nguo. Nguo zote. Matiang'i's own words. Words of Rigathi Gachagua. Yes. Recorded on TV. Yeah. Matiang'I ali instruct watu wamtoe nguo. He remained naked in front of his family. Familia ya Rigathi Gachagua wamemuona, wewe uone baba yako na ukue forced.
Kitu na real.
Siulize Rigathi, don't ask me. Si Rigathi unakuwa naye kwa hii podcast. Ask him when he visit your house, because alisema kwa TV. Matiang'I told people to strip Rigathi naked. Easy ati mambo mingi in front of his children. Wewe imagine umetoa nguo, mtoto wako anakuona vile ulizaliwa na anakuwa forced.
What was the reason behind that issue?
Because Matiang'i's methods za kutesa watu. Nyinyi mnasema Ruto is abducting. There is no evidence. But huyu ni mtu there is evidence. Kwa sababu now he is not in government, let him revisit the story. Sasa atuambie kama alitudanganya ama sasa atusimulie ilienda aje step by step. Wachana na ya Boniface Mwangi inaweza kuwa imewekwa chumvi na sukari. Lakini sasa get it from the lion's perspective. Unaelewa? Rigathi alitolewa nguo zote. Kama venye unaenda kuoga mwili mbele ya familia yake by the direction of Matiang'I. Na Rigathi akatoambia kwa TV. Kwa hivyo inakuharibu sasa, ikuharibu economy. Matiang'I was running the government, na at that time unasema Ruto ati alipandisha bei ya vitu. Things zilishoot for Ruto ndio aingie hivi. Ulikuwa unaenda unajua mafuta ya liquid aungi anunua because of vile inapanda sana. Mimi nilikuwa najaribu kupika chapati bila kuweka mafuta. Do you remember that time? 2022 ikianza 2021 tukaribia election. Chapati hazikuwa zinauzwa. Hawa watu wenye wanazurulisha chapati hawa Burundi wenye wanazurulisha mandazi hakukuwa ungeaweza kuafford mafuta. So people try to use commodities that haita include mafuta. Hata chipo ziliacha kuuzwa wakati wa Matiang'I akienda kumaliza. Mimi sisemi wakati wa Uhuru, wakati wa Matiang'I ameshawahi kuwa president kwa nchi. Kwa hivyo there is nothing new he is going to bring. Nothing.
Totally nothing.
Nothing he is going to do is he will take the Kikuyu vote. Hiyo nayo atafanya. Because the person who is backing him ni Uhuru. Now Uhuru is ready to give Matiang'I money, and there is a section of the elitist Kikuyu. Unajua watu wanadanganya ni wale wa poorest poor.
Let me question you. Let me ask you.
So the rich Kikuyus don't buy Rigathi's incitement.
Okay. Let me just ask you. You see, we want to work with facts. Si hatutaki kuongelelea vitu zenye zinakaa imaginary. Tuongelele na vitu kama facts. Everybody in this country amekuwa akiacha legacy na history. Huyu mwenye una propose kwamba ndiye anafaa kukuwa kama president wa Kenya. Yes?
I'm not proposing.
Okay.
You already have a president.
Wait. Niruhusu niongee nimalize. in the country right now we have got many leaders wenye wamekuwa na wametoka na wengine wanataka kuingia. Some of them walikuwa kama ma-CJ, wengine walikuwa sijui ni walikuwa wamepatiwa vyeo vipi kwa serikali, unaona? Na Matiang'I is one of those people wenye wako proposed. Na Matiang'I never stood and said that this is my time, I want also to vie. But ni watu walipropose. Wakenya wenyewe walisema tafadhali kuja. Why do you really think watu wanakuwa convinced kuanza kupropose story ya Matiang'I, sawa, if possible akwe president wa Kenya? Through even social media we could see the way people wanamuingililia, wewe kama ukuje tutakukujia sijui nini, wewe ndio tunataka. I will answer that question very quickly. You see somebody like Matiang'I amewahi tengeneza ka history.
Matiang'i's name vying for president came up during the Gen Z. During the Gen Z demos, upon the first proposal for Matiang'I to become president came from. The reason was because the Gen Zs waliulizwa mnataka nani basi, and the Gen Z said Matiang'I. So Matiang'I was the Gen Z candidate. Why did the Gen Zs say Matiang'I? Why? Because the Gen Z demo was funded by Uhuru. It was Uhuru's plan to oust Ruto. The Gen Z demo was an attempted coup. It was an attempted coup. Walikuwa wanataka kubendua serikali. That was ilikuwa ni Uhuru anataka kubendua serikali, amuondoe Ruto, aweke mtu wake Matiang'I. The civil society had always been there. Let me tell you how the civil society.
Wait, before even you make a step ahead, will you mind if you justify your statement?
I will tell you this and I will repeat. The Gen Z's demo was an attempt by Uhuru Kenyatta to overthrow the government of Kenya by proxy, using the Gen Z in quotes, the Gen Z being the civil society. To do the coup, he needed a few ingredients. Number one, he had the money, but he needed demonstrators, people who can be relied upon. Uhuru and the civil society wakakuwa ni kama ugali na mboga, because the civil society also now wanakuwa wanataka kubendua serikali through a revolution, but they don't have money. Okay? Na yeye Uhuru anataka kubendua serikali through the revolution. He has money, but he doesn't have the people with that kind of knowledge. Unajua, you can have the masses, and Uhuru also had some masses. You can have a lot of people, like the Kikuus, they have a lot of numbers, but they don't have demonstrators. The only sources of demonstrators in Kenya are two. Number one, ODM, Raila. Number two, the civil society. Outside that group, you don't have any other demonstrators. So Uhuru could not convince Raila to do demos. The only other people who were available to do the demos were the civil society. Civil society through came with the idea of Z. And I was in that WhatsApp group. Na Mutunga akaniondoa, akanitukana. And I remember the name used was misogynous. Baka saizi natafuta jina, what is the meaning of misogynous? Because that's what he told me. This is misogynous. I can show you the WhatsApp side.
Wait. Unajua sasa hapa ndio tunataka kuelewa. Wacha kwanza. Hapa ndio tunataka kuelewa. Kidogo. Utaendelea. You see, at some point we really need to go step by step for us to get the full information. Remember, some of the individuals here, they don't know and they don't have that information. It's okay. When you say that these Gen Z protests were funded and were fostered by the former president, and maybe he had that intention of his own people to take over the government.
Specifically Matiang'I. He wanted Matiang'I to take over the presidency. You imagine when the Gen Z are the Gen Z is a cause. Ni watu wanataka clean government, wanataka transparency na wanataka democracy, na of course they are demonstrators, kwa hivyo wanashikwa and they quote the constitution, alafu wanaulizwa who is the nini, si basi hata wangesema nani Okia Omtata, and then they say the most dictatorial person in Kenya, Matiang'I. Wewe what will be the reasoning? We niambie a rapist amepelekwa, mtu amekuwa raped alafu ameenda kotini na amestaki, alafu anaulizwa ni nani ndio unataka akutake care ukiwa hospitalini, unasema mwenye alikurepu. Tutasema nini? Wewe kichwa yako ni mzuri, unataka akurepu tena kwani? That is what the Gen Z did. Sasa wanaulizwa who do you want to be president? Ule jamaa mwenye alikuwa mbaya sana. I am telling you, mimi si mtu wa kuambiwa. I was in the original WhatsApp group when the president said that it is Ford Foundation which is funding. People disbelieve the president, but hii ilifanywa uchunguzi na mimi hata bila hiyo uchunguzi, let me mention to you 10 individuals you don't know who are in that WhatsApp group. Na ndio walikuwa wanaongoza the thought. That was a thinking process. Willy Mutunga was the head. Wachana na watu wengine. Willy Mutunga, the father of the civil society. You know, most people they just say up. The father of, unaweza ukatukana mtu mwingine kwa civil society, usitukane Willy Mutunga is the head. Aya, kwa hiyo WhatsApp group, me I was called by Al-Amin Kimanthi. Al-Amin Kimanthi, tukijaribu kusherekea siku ya Kimathi, February 26 hapa. So Al-Amin, na aliniweka kwa WhatsApp nikatolewa, akaniweka tena nikatolewa, mara ya tatu aliponiweka na ni Willy Mutunga
Understand right now, all in all, we want a good leader. So wewe sasa kama wewe una advise wa Kenya aje? Ama say something, you are saying something before maybe.
My advice is for us not to jump from a frying pan into the fire. Let us be very careful. What we have been saying here is that Matiang'I is not the right choice. Yani, simply put, unless we want to just return to the Kenyatta era, the hizo reigns za mwisho, and Kenyatta wasn't doing badly. So I'm not saying that Matiang'I is a bad person. Matiang'I is much better than Wamunyoro. Much better.
If you do what?
If you compare Matiang'I to Rigathi, Matiang'I is better. He is better because at least he is not deliberately trying to ban the country. He's not using bad tactics. He's just a genuine person who is looking for votes genuinely. And anaonesha his strengths. There are people who likes a person like Matiang'I, and there are very many. He has his constituency. na it is not bad. If you are not interested in human rights and freedom na that kind of thing, na watu ni wengi sana wako hivyo, Tanzanians might choose for Rigathi, for example, because they don't care for human rights. But Kenyans, me, I enjoy a country where there is there is freedom. Generally, Matiang'i weakness yake ni freedom, hata kupea freedom. But the economy might boom. He is a good economist. Your question about economy, Matiang'i will improve the economy. Hata hizo vitu zenye walikuwa wanafanya na Uhuru, walijenga mabarabara, walituma nchi ikaendelea, but at a very painful cost. And Ruto is the one who picked the bill. Unaona, walikula wakaachia Ruto bill. So I don't know between Ruto and Matiang'i who is better in handling the economy, but in my estimation Ruto was the better person kwa sababu at least he paid the bill, he bore the pain. Alifanyiwa demo na Wajaluo. You know, people have forgotten the way Raila alifanya hii country baka ikakuwa ungovernable. People have forgotten, na hiyo yote ililetwa na Uhuru na Matiang'i. But Ruto picked the bill and now nobody is complaining. Now he used very good methods, sustainable. Akasema atateremsha bei ya unga, atateremsha bei ya fertilizer. So we produced more maize and there is more unga, sustainable. Watu walikuwa wanamwambia nini afanye ile inaitagwa nini inaitagwa nini ile kusubsidize. Alikuwa anasema we subsidize the price of unga, which ingeumiza farmers ya fertilizer. So Matiang'i and Rigathi, I would go for Matiang'i. But Matiang'i, sasa for Rigathi, the topic that I wanted, as maybe now we are covering it partially, Rigathi, what are Matiang'i's chances? Tena tuseme mtu na hana chance.
Kuna chances vile unaona. Matiang'i kuna chances.
Matiang'i is a very difficult sale. The reason is the Kisis Wakisii ni wachache sana. Kuna kitu nimekuwa nikisema mara nyingi and people think it's a very big joke. Matiang'i Mkisii hawezi kuwa president. Yeah? Kulingana
What did you just say? What did you just say?
Kulingana na vile kulingana vile Wakenya wanakuaga Wakenya vile wanakuaga, kuna makabila matano tu unaweza kuwa president Kenya. Outside those tribes, don't even discuss. Ya kwanza Kikuyu. Ya pili Jaluo. Ya tatu Waluya. Ya ine Wakalenjin. Ya tano na sio lazima ni kubahatisha Wakamba. Kama wewe sio hiyo kabila tano, usiwahi ota usiku. Ama uandike composition shuleni and when I grow up I want to be president. Kenya hapa Mkisii. Asiji Matiang'i. Mkisii hawezi kuwa president wa Kenya.
Guys, what can you say about that? What can you say about that? Eti Mkisii hawezi kuwa president.
And I want to hear your opinion about this. Mkisii hawezi kuwa president wa Kenya. Na sio kuwaonea. Mimi ni rafiki yao sana. Mimi ni Museveni na marafiki zangu wote ni Wakisii na mapasa wetu ni Wakisii. But Wakenya hawa wanaendaga na ukabi. The population of Kisis, we wacha nikuambie kitu. Matiang'i aliambiwa na Rigathi, enda ulete kula. Lete at least 1 million. votes, 1 million votes, 1 million Kisii votes. Mimi nikasema hiyo ni kama kuambia shosho wenyu wakuwe virgin. Hiyo nikama kuambia shosho wenyu wakuwe, kwa sababu population ya Wakisii Kenya mpaka ukihesabu wenye wamekufa ni 400,000. Mtu asikakudanganye. The only communicate, the only
who told you that Kisii is 400,000?
Kama Wakamba wanakuwa one na they are one of the 5 major tribes. Kufikisha watu 1 million Kenya si rahisi. Unajua people just say figures. Wakikuyu wanaambiagwa ni wengi na they are only 10 million. Wakisii wote duniani ni 400,000.
Hapana. Hapana. Hapana.
Wakisii wameshindia, in fact Wameru ni wengi kuliko Wakisii. Wameru they are just a very small sub tribe of the Kikuyu community, a very small sub tribe. In fact Wameru, they are not a major sub tribe of the Kikuyu.
Anyway, do you really think that the Gusii community in general are 400,000? I'm just questioning. No, I'm just questioning the viewers.
400,000.
According to our guest here, all the people in the whole world wenye ni Wakisii anasema ni 400,000, na Mkisii kukuwa president amesema ni kizungumkuti. Is that the point?
That is the point.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. Do you have maybe anything you can say to finalize? Yes.
Ya kwamba 2007, for us to maintain peace, stability, tupe Ruto amalize kazi yenye ameanza. At least, let us be logical. He has started affordable housing. Kuna zile ma-assignments zenye amefikisha nu. Hata kama tunampenda ama tunamchukia, tuache tu amalize. Unaona? Akimaliza, we can criticize him ama to revise. Ulisema hivi, but let us not judge him before amemaliza. So let us give him our vote, and then tuone vile atafanya, aendelee vile anaendelea. Sasa hivi unaona kuna amani, affordable housing zinajengwa, mabarabara, education reforms, mambo mengi, and then after that we can make a judgment. Let us vote for Ruto. Hawa wengine tutawapea chance, tukuze Matiang'I na wengine na tumalize ukabila.
Na umesema Matiang'I hawezi kuwa president.
Tumalize ukabila in the next 10 years, tumalize ukabila ndio kila mtu apewe chance.
Wakati president Ruto amemaliza term zake 2 ameenda.
Ameshaenda. Sawa sawa.
Unaitwa nani?
Mimi naitwa Joseph Gitonga. Kihanya. Kwa nini nimetoka Nakuru.
Thank you so much guys. Thank you so much guys, and I really appreciate you so much. I'm repeating, thank you so much Kenya News Alert TV family. You know, now we are a family. Ndio maana wengine wako hapa live na sisi tukiwa hapa tukijaribu kushare. Lakini before nimalize, why can't I read some comments? Lawrence Mulavu Msia amesema Kalonzo all the way. Thank you so much Lawrence for commenting. Geoffrey Nyamweya, do we choose a leader or tribe? That is where we have got wrong. Unaelewa? Victor Mureka anasema Matiang'I tosha. Sasa kwa hii live yako ara Matiang'I ashapata kura mingi, imagine.
Huyo ni Mkisii. Huyo ni Mkisii.
Ni Wakisii kwani?
Huyo mwenye anasema Matiang'I ama Gen Z, wale wenye ni misguided.
So thank you so much my family. I really appreciate you. Wacha tukutane live yenye iko next. Mutapata notification, please. Like, share and subscribe. Plain San Felix in all social media platforms. Ikwe tena YouTube, ikwe Facebook, ikwe Twitter, ikwe Instagram. Plain San Felix. Why can't you follow me there? I'll just appreciate. Wakupate kwa platform gani?
Wanipate kwa sana mimi wa kwa TikTok.